we're doing our next installment of wrestling versus jiu-jitsu, jiu-jitsu versus wrestling. What we're gonna use is the jiu-jitsu option to defend out of the dogfight. So we do a lot of content, and you'll see a lot of content on the internet about what to do as the offensive person coming up with an underhook to a dogfight. So what do I mean by that? If we're in like a half guard, for example, it can happen in a lot of different ways. Let's say we're in a half guard and Adam gets an underhook here. He wraps his foot around my leg, and then now our legs are intertwined and we're just stuck in here. I have a whizzer because I don't want him to take my back. If I don't have it, he'll just go right to my back, right? So everybody puts in a whizzer, and then he's got an underhook, and now we're playing from here. He can do all kinds of things to me, like limp arms to get to my back or whatever else he likes to do. But a lot of times we feel like there's not a lot of options for me besides just looking for, uchimaras. I'm trying to put my shoulder down to the floor and lift with my leg and trying to just bring him in this direction. So I'm just going like this, and we can put people down like that, but it's very predictable, right? And then the other thing people will pair it with is this, and then as that happens, I try to take my leg out and go to the front headlock. That's also a good option. But let's talk about something that's more jiu-jitsu based, right? So what we can do from here is we still do the threat of an uchimata, so it looks like we're playing the classical game. But then I'm gonna take my hook and I'm gonna actually insert it across and outside of Adam's outside leg. So if he moves his hand for a moment, you can see that it's right here. And this is where it's gonna block him, and we're gonna bring him over it and go into his legs, into a cross ashi. So I'm here, I have it hooking into this leg right now, and I'm gonna lift with the uchimata, lifting, and then I step to the outside, and I keep going. I keep going until I can backstep around this leg and pull it in tight to me to get into a double trouble cross ashi. So we'll do it from the other way. And guys, I have a ton of these things in the Zero Cost mini course you can check out at the link in bio. A bunch of different unorthodox ways to defend submissions, get submissions, escape from pins, a lot of things you guys haven't seen. So check it out if you're interested and if you like this kind of stuff. So again, let's go from this side. Let's say Adam just came up from a half guard or whatever. I have my foot in here. I start uchimating him, bringing him this way, and then I switch. And now once I switch, I just keep going, and keep my foot planted on the floor until he falls to a hip, and I backstep over the leg. As soon as I backstep over the leg, I grab this one, and now I have both in a double treble, and we can start going into things like figure four ankle locks. We can do aoki locks here. We can start bringing it across the chest and looking to get inverted heel hooks. All different kinds of things that are very difficult for my opponent to deal with, especially if he's a wrestler, right? Which he might be if he tried to do dogfight with you. So one more time, we get here, and we don't have many options besides uchimating or maybe bringing my leg out and looking to get a front headlock. Those are wrestling based though. If you guys aren't comfortable with that, if you're a leg locker, this is a much better option for you. So again, we're gonna do the uchimata. I'm bringing my shoulder down, I'm lifting him up, and then when it's ready, I just bring my foot to the outside, I keep it planted, and I keep pushing him over it. And now when he's falling onto a hip, I just backstep, bring my knee up to my chest, because I want to get his heel exposed, and I grab his other leg, and we can finish from here. One note on the knee to the chest. Guys, like these are the kind of things I'm talking about that I talk about on my course that you guys can get at the link, is that these are like small details, but these are things that people just don't put enough emphasis on. The fact that when we get into a cross ashi, if my legs are flared open, which is how a lot of guys play, he can start turning his leg to the outside and hiding his heel into my ribs. Versus if I bring my knee to my chest, you can literally watch his heel turn up into the air as I do that. So the more that my legs are up towards my chest and pointing towards the ceiling, the more heel exposure I get and the easier it is for me to win this match, right? So this is Eddie with Crashy Flow BJJ. Stay tuned for more installments of Jiu-Jitsu versus Wrestling.